We all want to grow our business. We want to increase our profits. We want to build a stronger team. We want more leads. We want to have a kick-ass business. And we focus on so many things to help us accomplish those things. Today on Contractor Fight TV, I'm going to talk about one strategy that I believe is the foundation to the growth that you want to have in your business. Let's go. That's so cheesy, but anyway, here we are, Contractor Fight TV. Today, we want to grow our business, and it's easy to focus on all the obvious things in our businesses that lead us to the growth that I talked about a minute ago. You could focus on your marketing and driving leads. You could focus on your sales. You could focus on your operations and profits and hiring and leadership and which CRM to use. We could go on and on and on, and those are all good things. They're important things. But most people, most contractors, overlook one foundational, simple word, and that is the word respect. Respect is the foundation to all these other things. So I want to define, I just pulled it from the dictionary here, respect. A feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Okay? I'm all about making things simple here in the Contractor Fight. And so what if we just asked ourselves, every time that we had an encounter with another human being or we're in another situation, whether this human being is our employee, whether it's a vendor, whether it's a customer, ourselves, what is the most respectful action I can take right now? Seriously, think about that. Just stop right now. Maybe you're in a shit sandwich with a customer who's pissed off at you. Call a timeout in your own head here and just ask yourself that question. All right, what's the most respectful action I could take right now that would show that other person admiration? That would show that other person that I have feelings for them, not in a weird way, but feelings for them in a way that I care about them as a human being. You know, this respect thing in our Contractor Sales Academy is really what our whole sales training program is built upon. It's about understanding the other person and their motives and what's important to them, because people buy for their reasons, not for my reasons, not for our reasons as a contractor. Well, in every interaction that you have in your business, if you just filtered it through the simple question, what is the most respectful action I can take right now? I believe it'll solve a lot of problems. And guys, this is regardless of them, regardless if they deserve it or not, even if they're a dick, all right? Even if, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of how you feel, our feelings fuck us up quite a bit. And we often, because we don't filter things properly, we have the wrong perspective, we're short-sighted, we're not seeing the big picture, those cloud our judgment. And so I want to encourage you, regardless how you're feeling, regardless of how you're being treated by somebody else, you ask yourself that question, what is the most respectful action I could take right now? See, respect shows itself in a few different ways, or many different ways, but I'm going to share a few of them. First is gratitude. When that phone rings and that customer reaches out to you, and how do you treat them? Do you treat them like, man, this is a pain in the ass. I gotta call this person back today. Guys, that comes through in our body language. It comes through in the tone of our voice and those things. I want to encourage you to be grateful that they picked the phone up. Or maybe you have an employee problem right now, and your best top person came to you and said, I'm pissed and I'm thinking about leaving, and this is why, and this and that. What if you approached it with gratitude? You showed gratitude. Thank you so much, Dakota, who's behind the camera right now. Dakota, thank you for putting this on my radar and giving me a chance to have a conversation with you about it. Whether you decide to leave my company or not, I appreciate this, because this is an opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship, repair our relationship, or worst case scenario, we shake hands, you still leave, but I've learned something in the process. That's one way respect can show itself. Another is being a better listener. There is a stat, and it's fresh in my brain, that 13% of customers, let's just talk about customers right now, 13% of customers believe that their salesperson that they're working with actually understands what's important to them. So if my math is right, that means 87% of us are sending a message that we really are not on the same page with that prospective buyer. Be a better listener. Learn to be a better listener. I believe that communication is the #1 skill that we need to have success in any area of our life or our business. All right. Respect shows itself by the way you approach time. Certainly time for yourself, but we're talking about other people right now. Do you respect the time of people? Okay? Most contractors don't respect people's time. Respect shows itself when you think ahead and minimize their pain, whether it's your employees, your vendors, or your customers. I'll use a vendor example here. Many years ago, during the Great Recession, that was a real pain in the ass for a lot of people. My revenue was cut in half, and it was really hard. And we had bills that we needed to pay and things like that. And I remember going to one of our paint suppliers, and it was a mom and pop shop that, you know, they were a Benjamin Moore dealer and a bunch of other stuff like that, but they were independently owned. It wasn't Benjamin Moore, it wasn't Sherwin-Williams, it was a mom and pop shop. And they were feeling the struggle too. And I remember we went to them, and guys, it was so bad at one point that I think what we owed them was like $700. And it seemed impossible at the time to come up with $700. And we went in there and thought ahead and tried to minimize their pain by having a conversation and just saying, hey guys, listen, you know everybody's in a tough spot right now. We know that we owe you this money, okay? And so I don't have the $700 right now to pay you. But what I can do is I could pay you $50 a week, or whatever the amount was that we worked out. I don't remember, it was many years ago. And I remember that helped the relationship stay intact, helped the relationship because we were respecting them. We put it on their radar so that they could plan. Or maybe you have a customer that, you know, we've talked about this before. There's the gap, the day you sell the job and the day you do the job. And it could be weeks, months, whatever in between. Think ahead to the things that might come up that could be painful for them and initiate contact and deal with those things before they blow up in their face and in your face. All right, respect shows itself in the home improvement industry when we've talked about the person, you respect the person. What about their pets? Think about that. That's a family member. Okay, respect their pets. That's huge. Respect their property. Hey, we saw that your garbage cans were out by the curb, so we brought them up for you. Where would you like us to put them? Hey, we were up on top of the house doing some work on the roof, and we noticed that this gutter, this downspout was clogged up, so we unclogged it for you. Or the way you cover and protect things and all this. Guys, this respect thing is huge. Don't minimize this. See, all these things, this respect, it builds the quality of experience that people have with your company. And most contractors disrespect their employees and their customers and their vendors. And I'm not saying they do it on purpose, but they're just not fucking paying attention. Because we're selfish creatures. We think about ourselves and our money situation and our time and our lives and this and that, which is understandable. That's all important. But if you really want to differentiate, you've got to be unlike all the other guys that are out there that are just kind of in la-la land, and they're not intentionally disrespecting people, but they are. So here's my challenge for you as we wrap up today's episode of Contractor Fight TV. Simply take the time throughout the day to ask yourself, what is the most respectful action I can take right now? This will differentiate you in a world full of look-alike contractors. Okay, I promise you that. All right, so many of the companies that we work with in the Contractor Fight have transformed their businesses because of this one word, respect. I appreciate you guys. You rock. We'll see you next time on Contractor Fight TV.